School, the slaughterhouse of dreams. School, the killer of education. The bad teacher imposes his ideas and his methods on his pupils, and such originality as they may have is lost in the second art of imitation. I was brainwashed by some street engineers to join a regular attending school. They cited the following reasons for this. Without school, I wouldn't be able to understand the advanced concept taught in the coaching institute. I can get my JEE doubts clear by my school teachers. Without regular school, it is impossible to score in boards. Now, I can claim that their suggestion to join the school as well as reasons cited are utterly judicious and baseless. In that school, out of 35 students from my class, only 3 had joined a JEE coaching. No one ever became an IITian from my school. The teacher The teaching quality was pathetically cheap. Though I didn't realize it in the beginning, the teachers knew nothing beyond NCRTs. Even from NCRTs, they only knew how to write bookish answers in examination, how to derive formulas, how to get marks in boards. There was no effort whatsoever to teach a student that real meaning of concepts. This low standard education is not particular to that school alone, but surprisingly of most of the schools nationwide. Just to give you another picture of that school, I finally had attained the highest JE rank in my school, 247. Can you guess what would be the second highest rank? 500, 2000, 8000? No, friends, it is way more than 20,000. Yes, way more than 20,000. Some teachers at the school disliked the students who actively prepared for JE. They wanted us to be unquestioningly obedient, maintain subject notebooks, practical files, keep 100% attendance, and behave like their slaves. Though they won't teach you anything about science. The lectures in the school were monotonous and repetitive. The standard of education provided was deplorable. The teachers used to ask me questions in the class. If I couldn't answer, they used to taunt me that my IT preparation was meaningless if I couldn't even answer school questions. The only reason for which I couldn't answer was that I hadn't covered those chapters at all. For the few chapters I had learned somewhat, I could respond with incredible immediateness. But then the teachers would rebuke me for boasting my knowledge. Either way, they found reasons to humiliate me before the class. But still, you were threatened to waste thousands and thousands of hours in school for the namesake of honoring your teachers and also the fear that they would refuse to give you marks in practical towards the end of your 12th class. They have 30 marks of practicals in their hands of our physics and chemistry subjects, but they threaten as if they have our throats in their hand, which they could anytime choke or cut if we didn't obey them. I thought I would attend the school to respect my teachers and solve J problems, quietly sitting at the last bench, but teachers threatened me for doing even that. Are these people teaching teachers or hooligans? My conscience doesn't allow me to insult the word teacher by using it for those corrupted souls. As school ruined all my time and also exhausted all the energy I had, I could never devote sufficient time to learn the concepts from any source apart from my lower batch lectures in the coaching institute. Morning and afternoon ruined in school, evening wasted in coaching institute, every day ended in this manner. The only reason to attend school was to secure attendance. I used to study till 2 to 3 a.m. in the night, therefore, I sometimes reached the school 5 to 10 minutes late. The school had draconian rules for latecomers. They used to make us stand outside the school main gate for 2 3 hours and sent us back home thereafter. One day I had a loud and bitter quarrel with the school management for their misconduct. After getting exasperated with all this pretense of giving undue respect to the so called teachers, sometimes you would think of taking a holiday to decrease the burden of your backlogs. But if you dare to take a leave, the school would give you a severe reprimand and threaten you to extent that you wouldn't commit this heinous mistake again. The so called teachers would never spare a change to discourage me as much as they could. Like One teacher threw my JEE book out of the window, another threw my book into the dustbin. Another said, Jindal, leave JEE preparation altogether, it is next to impossible and you better prepare for CBSE. The teachers used to tantalize me every now and then because I didn't satisfy their ego by displaying bootlicking obedience. They used to give me examples of the school's alumni as of then, how many marks they scored, how esteemed they were in school, etc. etc. I knew that in truth, their so called exemplary students struggled to get admissions into even the lower tier engineering colleges. I can write many other countless instances of continual harassment and mortification of a young boy only because he was passionate about JEE. This emotional onslaught caused long lasting mental illness to me. A school is supposed to support a student in achieving his goals, encourage him morally, endue him with resources as much as you can. Instead of that, how immoral, cruel, and wicked was it to torture such a young student who was already going through unwithstandable stress, only for the sake of an ego? Many times I tried to recover in my preparation, but my school never let me do it. I am again repeating that my school was no exception. You can find this to be the story of last every other school all over the country. I do not specifically criticize my school, but I hate the entire evil education system. Remarks. Nowadays, school system is such that you have to buy everything, that is books, stationery, uniform, etc. Whereas for the education, you are supposed to join tuitions. Do not try to fill into their definition of a disciplined, sincere student. We do not want good boy or good girl points. We want success. Detect your teachers such demoralizing remarks and stop listening to the toxicity. Toxic peers. Stay as much away as you can from them. Like your company, like you. There were a few classmates who always used to demotivate me through their thoughts. A guy always told that it is impossible to surpass the score 300 plus out of 316 J means, come what may. That was reserved for only the top notch batch students who have been preparing for 6 years. The same guy who also used to say that after the JEE mains exam, even the toppers generally waste a few days. Another guy told me that I didn't have any inherent capabilities and therefore I would never be able to crack IIT. There were people who always tried to pull my confidence down anyhow. A guy told me that I should target IP universities, average colleges, because not even in my dreams I could ever reach IIT. When I asked a silly doubt in the class, everyone used to burst out to laughter. I knew deep down that those peoples were envious of me, that they didn't want my doubts to get cleared. It is true, though, that no one wants you to be successful except yourself, your family, and your mentor. Regardless, I didn't stop asking doubts because I believed if you ask a stupid question on the spot, you seem stupid for a moment, but if you don't ask it, you remain stupid for life. Remarks. In every voyage so long and so uncertain, people will try their best to bring your morale down through their actions. Identify such people as soon as possible and stay aloof from them. 12th class fresh beginning, a new beginning. The beginning is always today. Our 12th class session in the coaching institute began in the March 2015 end. I thought of not letting my 12th class go astray like 11th class. In the 12th class, we fortunately got knowledgeable teachers in the coaching institute. The teaching precisely equaled the JEE advanced level. I humbly inquired them about the prerequisite chapters to study 12th class well. The beginning chapters of 12th in the coaching classes were organic chemistry, electrodynamics, and calculus. The latter, who did not require much prerequisite knowledge of 11 chapters, I chose D.C. Pandey, Solomon Central, and Amit Agrawal respectively for these chapters. I enthusiastically studied physics and maths, but organic chemistry needed a lot of prerequisite knowledge. Organic chemistry required the understanding of 11th class chapters like GOC, optical isomerism, etc. I tried to cover these chapters along with my 12th class studies as much as I could. However, it was tedious to understand these chapters myself. Nonetheless, I kept listening attentively to my new teachers and put my best foot forward. Seemingly, things started to gain smoothness. Still, this was not the end of my obstacles. I had the I had the monstrous 11 syllabus as backlog. How to find time for that? I decided not to attend the school for a medical pretext. I did not attend school for 2 weeks. One day, a schoolmate noticed me on Activa on my way to coaching classes and informed my class teacher. I asked him why did he do this, but he never admitted that he did. I thoroughly got to know that day that most people hated me for my peculiarity, matchless caliber, and work ethic. Thereupon, the school warned me that if I didn't attend the school, they would strike off my name from the rolls. Shivers ran up my spine. I helplessly began attending school regularly. I awaited the summer vacation so that I could lessen off the burden of my backlogs. All my plans got ruined when the school announced that they would take our extra classes in the vacation for 15 days. This time I could not take leave due to their fear. I also tried searching for any dummy school which could register my name at the time, but it was too late. I turned hopeless. I ultimately had to attend the classes, and in the remaining summer holidays, I covered significant organic chemistry. Then I visited a career counselor, and she advised me to talk to the principal for exemption from attending attendance. She also said, if it is difficult to reach IITs, why don't you solely target NSIT? My son also studies there. After the session, my father told me that we refuse to settle for NSIT or anything less than IIT. Following her counsel, we went to the principal many times, but she rejected our request, stating that she could not violate the school rules and CBSE guidelines. Nonetheless, after begging her many times, she relented but upon one condition that I must get above 90% in half yearly exams. I got far more than 90% in physics, chemistry, and mathematics. I went to her to show that, but she did not even let me and my father enter room. It was around September 2015 and later one of my juniors at the school also faced a similar situation with when he reached class 12th. The school authorities told him that he should obey them, that he didn't know how much they made me and my father cry. I got extremely annoyed and decided to take as many leaves as I could. I barely went for 4 days in October, 2 days in November, 5 to 6 days in December and 5 days in January. They warned me over and over again that they will strike my name off their rolls. But I didn't give in to their threats because I thought my life was already miserable and it wouldn't make a difference if they really did rusticate me from the school.